to Sudoku Planet. This is a cryptic Sudoku that I'm about to show you the solution of. If you'd like to have a go at it yourself, then just pause this video and click on the link below. And if you have a problem, you can come back to the video to see where to go. So, okay, let's get started. The rules are, normal Sudoku rules apply. Lines in a row or column must add to a circle in that row or column. So, for example, that line must add to that circle, that line must add to one of those circles, and that line must add to one of those circles. Squares separated with an X, add to 10. Squares separated with B, add to 5. So they're fairly simple rules. Now, first of all, we're going to have to figure out which circles go with which lines. So we'll do some colours, and that one has to go with that one because that's the only one in that row. Therefore, that one has to go with that circle. Now, there's no other rows with just one circle and line, but if we look at this row here, those two lines have to go to those two circles. So that means this circle here must be with these ones. And also, these add up to 5, and they can't add to that because they wouldn't make a 10 there. So that one has to add up to that one. By the same token, that one must add to that one because it can't add to this one. Those two have to add to that one. And is that all? I think that's all of those sort. Okay, that leaves that one, must add to that one there. Those ones must add to that one. Some different colours. That one must add to that one. That one, purple must add to that one. Those two we don't know yet. That one will go with that one. Oops, there should be a blue circle with that one there. And these two, we'll do them in pink as well, must add to that one. So that's matched up all the circles with their lines, except for these two, which we don't know yet. So we'll just leave them blank for the moment. What we'll do now is put in some numbers. So all these 5s have to be either a 1, 4 or a 2, 3 pair. So we'll put in, they have to be 1, 2, 3 or 4. This one here now can't be a 1, 4 because of that one there. And that there leaves a 7 and an 8 to add up to 10 for those two squares. Now these ones here must add to that. Now the most that can be is 9. So the most that can be is 4. So that can only be 1, 2, 3, 4 as well. And that happens here and here as well. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so going back up to this one, you can't have a 1, and also there's a 2, 3 there, so with that one has to be a 4, which means they are a 2, 3 pair. Whoopsie. 3, 2, mucking it up. 1, 4, 2, 3. There we go. And that has to be a 9 because 4, 5 and 4 makes 9. Now, what else can we do? Oh, the obvious thing, these ones add up to 5, so that has to be a 5. What were the other ones? These two add to 5, so that one has to be a 5. And those two add to 5, so that has to be a 5. Now, from just normal Sudoku with those two, that tells us that has to be a 5. And also, if you look over in this one, you can't have 5 next to an X because you can't have 5, 5, 5, 5. So that one there has to be 5 as well. I don't think we can tell the others just yet. Now going over to this here, this is the interesting bit. Those ones and those ones. That one there, normally it could be a 9, but because it has to add with that to give this one, it can't even be an 8 because 8 would have to be a 1 to give you a 9, and there's a 1 there already. So the most that one can be is a 7 or a 6, and it's got to be at least a 5 because these have to add up to it. So that's 5 plus 1 to be 6, or 5 plus 2 to be 7. So that can't be a 3 or a 4 either. So that leaves us with an 8 or a 9 there to add up to 10 in this one. Now what can we have here? That has to be an 8 or a 9, doesn't it? Because you can't have a 1 there, but you can have a 2 or a 3 there. That's all we can have, and then that means that one has to be a 7 or an 8 for that to add up to 10. So now that one there, if it's a 2, that would be an 8, 7, 3, and that would have to be a 6 to add up to 9 with a 2, because you couldn't have, with 3, if that's a 3, that would have to be a 6, you can't have a 7, because that would make 10. So if it's a 2 plus 5 makes 7, so that doesn't work, because you can't have a 7 there when it has to be a 6, so that has to be a 1. Therefore that's a 9. Now if that can't be a 1, that means that's not a 1-4 pair, so it has to be a 2-3 pair, not a 1-4. And now that puts an 8 or a 7 there to add up to 10 there with that X. And now, because there's a 2-3 pair there, you can't have a 2 or a 3 in this box here. You can't have another 2 or 3, so that has to be a 1-4. So get rid of the 2-3, which means this 5 here is a 1-4 pair. So get rid of the 2-3 there, and that tells us that that is a 4. And that is a 1, because we had the 1 there, so the 1 couldn't go there. So now we can get rid of the 1-4 there, and that makes a 7-8 there. And what now? Okay, the 2-3 up there means we can't have a 1 or a 2 or a 3 in that box, so that has to be a 4, that has to be a 1 to add up to 5, and now that has to be a 9 for that to add up to 10. Up here we get rid of the 1-4, and now that has to be a 7-8 to add to 10. Over here, I've already got a 2-3 there, so that has to be a 1-4, and it's not a 1 there, so that has to be a 4, and that has to be a 1, and that means that's a 9. And there's an obvious 9 over there next to the 1. Now this one here up to there means that's got to be 5, 6, 7 or 8 in there. And that leaves us with 4, 5, 6 to go there, there and there. Well, the 4 can't go there, it can't go there, so that's got to be the 4. That adds up to 9, that's got to be the 5, and therefore that's got to be the 6. Now what's missing out of this row? We can have a 6, 7 or 8 there, can't we? Let's put B, we can have 6, 7 or 8. Can we tell what that one is yet? I don't think so. And you can't have a 9 in that row. You can't have a 9. You can't have a 9 anywhere on those lines, because a line has to add up to a circle, and that would make it too big. So you can't have a 9 there. You can't have a 9 there, and that can't be a 9-1 because there's a 1 there. And you can't have a 9 there because you can't have a 1 in a circle. So that one has to be a 9. That's a 1, which means that's either a 7. Oh, we've already figured out that. That's a 5 and 1, so it's got to be a 6 now. And that has to therefore be a 3. Now that should give us a few things. That makes that a 7. That a 2. Plus 8 is 10. And that makes that an 8. And that has to add up to 10. So that one's a 2. Oops. That one is a 2. That one's a 3. That's a 7. That's not a 6 anymore. I've got a 7-8 pair there. That's a 2 and a 3. That leaves us with a 5-6 pair here. So the 6 has to go there and the 5 there. And over this side we have a 3, 2, 8. And what else have we got? Come to a bit of a halt. Those two have to add up to 9. They can't be 8-1. They could be 7-2 or 6-3. Can't be 5-4. So it's got to be 2-7 or 6-3. Didn't help a great deal. These squares here might be interesting now though. They have to both add up to 10, and there can't be a 9-1, can't be a 4-6 because there's a 4 there, so the only thing they can be is a 2-8 or a 3-7. So that could be a 2-8 or a 3-7, and haha, the only one that goes there is a 7. So that one's a 3, so there, not a 3-7. Now that leaves us with a 6-9 pair here. The 9 can't go on the line, so the 9 has to go there and the 6 there. Now what can go here? We can't have 9-1. We can't have 6-4 because there's a 6 and 4. Oh, could we have 6-4? No, because there's 4 there. We can't have, we could have 2-8 or 7-3. We can't have 7-3 because there's a 3 there. And a 3 there, so the only one that goes there is 2-8, and there's a 2 there, so that has to be an 8, and that has to be a 2. So now those add up to one of these circles. 8 can't be that circle, so that circle has to be an 8. Oh, look, we've made some more things happen up here. There's a 2, there's a 3. Now, that can't be a 2 or a 6, so if it can't be a 2, that can't be a 7. If it can't be a 6, that can't be a 3. So that's either a 7-2 or a 3-6. Okay, now I've got, what can this square here be? It can't be 1, 2, 3. Could be a 4. If it was a 4, that'd have to be a 3-1, which it can't be, so it can't be a 4. Can it be a 5? If it was for a 5, that would have to be either 3-2, which it can't be because of that 2, or a 1-4, which it can't be, so it can't be a 5. It can't be a 6. It can't be an 8, so it's a 7 or a 9. Is that the only options there? I think it is. Okay, so if it was a 7, you could have a 4-3, or a 5, and you can't have a 5-2. Or 6-1, which you cannot, so you could have a 4-3 in there for a 7, or for a 9 you could have 5-4, 7-2. There's a few different options there at the moment. We'll see what else we can find first. What can go in this square? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that has to be a 6. So what can go here then? We can't have 5-1. It's got to be a 2 and a 4. So that one's a 4, that one's a 2. And what does that leave here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's going to be 8, and that has to be a 6 because of that 8 there. And there's a spot there with a 9 missing. It's missing here and here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and a 7. I think. 6, 7, 6, 7. And that leaves a 1. Is there anything that can go there? So that means that has to be a 6 or a 7 as well, to add up to 7 or 8. And there's already a 6 there, so that has to be a 7, and that's a 6, and therefore that's an 8. And that leaves us with a 4 missing in that line there. And that one's a 7 now. And that's a 7, that's a 3, and that must be a 6 to add up to the 9. Oops, a 6 and a 9. Right, so now we've got a 7 there, so that one has to be a 9. Which means that can't be 8-1, can't be 7-2, can't be 6-3, it's got to be 5-4. So 5-4. And that leaves us with 7-3. 7-3. Up here we're left with 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this square here we're missing a 7. Well, there's a 2 and an 8 can come out there. 3 there, now that has to be a 1 and a 2, so the 1 has to go there, the 2 there. And that line's missing a 3. It's missing here a 5 and a 4, looks like. So the 5 goes there, 4 goes there. And this line is missing a 6 and a 7, so the 7 goes there and the 6 goes there. And that's it, done. Hope you enjoyed the puzzle and come back for more.